Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com. And in this video, we're going to dive a little bit more deeply into this idea of what can you borrow to build, what can you leverage to launch, what makes you look like a superhero, what makes you look like a magician, a wizard, and somebody who really can do things from a productivity and output standpoint that you couldn't do on your own. So you do that by borrowing existing products and platforms and software as a service style offers to give a boost to your digital media brand. So, the things that we're going to be covering in this little course cohort, and I'm not sure yet how this is going to flesh out. I'm just going to give you the real time. Brainstorming, masterminding, thinking that we do in our little agency on how to incorporate these sorts of tools for the maximum brand building and bank building benefit for our business. So in this little box here, I just created a short list, and just in the last few minutes of ways in which you can incorporate this. What can you borrow to build? What can you leverage to launch? Ethos or approach to really get your digital media brand or online agency or web marketing consultancy off the ground. As we're all sort of hanging around in our pajamas at home during this strange and surreal time. So here are some things that you may not even have thought of that you can use to leverage to launch, right? So a domain name, right? A really good domain name, if you're building an authority site, that gives you the appearance of thought leadership, right? So, I have clients right now, or I've had clients also in the past. Some of these folks I'm thinking of now are not current clients, but who've done everything wrong. They've managed to bungle just about every step of the platform building process. And yet, by dint of owning a really great domain name, they are borrowing the appearance of expertise that a great domain name in a niche, let's say, or industry can give you from the standpoint of thought leadership. Or the appeal of, if you own a really good local domain name, for an example, this is a great way of borrowing the appearance of expertise that a great hyper keyword centric domain name can give you to build a great authority site, right? You get an immediate bump in interest if the locality, let's say, of your state or city, or however you string words together in a in a authority, in a local authority site. I'm saying this terribly, obviously. I don't want to say anyone's URL. That's why I'm kind of struggling with this a little bit. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is this: if you have a great local domain name and you're seeking out members, listings, you're trying to build that business. Obviously, you can do that on the back of the domain name itself if it's appealing enough to your audience, and if it's going to get traffic, again, by virtue of having the the keyword combination of your local area in the domain name itself. All right, so themes. Here's number two: WordPress themes. You can obviously borrow these. You can borrow to build a great site, again, on the back of a really professionally designed WordPress theme for a marketplace or a community or a directory or a listing portal. And again, for under $100, you can borrow that to build. I covered the leaflets example, right, which is a really super sweet publishing platform for all sorts of niche oriented one page sites that do really cool things. I can build a great looking site on leaflets in about an hour, and I can sell that for 4 or 5, $600, give someone a fantastic deal, even in a quarantine style setting like right now, where you're trying to hook people up and not overcharge and not be a price opportunistic agent. You can ethically charge people, let's say $500 for a fantastic landing page or an e-commerce one-page website that's Stripe enabled, that does cool things, that looks beautiful, et cetera, and you can do that. Cost you $25 for every leaflet's occurrence or install that you're developing, right? I mean, that's a fantastic ROI for a small agency that there's nothing to stop anyone watching this from building this tonight, right? Typeform, and again, I'm going to cover this in a much more detail in the course content, but there are a zillion and three ways in which you can use Typeform skillfully, strategically, to wow your clients. This really falls into the straight magic category. You can create it. I'll give you just a really quick example. I created, and I'm a tech dummy, a code dummy, logic dummy, right? But at Thanksgiving, I was playing with one of my nieces who loves to tell stories, and she's really interested in storyboarding and creating little universes of characters for her imagination. And essentially what we did was, I created a Typeform storyboard using one of their templates, and I created this story together. She and I created this story that had an alternate ending that led, the viewers through these various steps and stages and character development, plot twist, and all this other stuff that she was just like, she was just enthralled and amazed, and it was super duper cool. And she thought that I was some sort of genius when in actuality, all I'm really doing is using Typeform's logic. It's called Logic Jump, but I'm using their beautiful interface and their crazy cool code to create this immersive experience that my niece found to be, just super, enthralling. You can do the same thing for adults. I mean, you can build these for clients, for other local brands, for niche partners. You can create great looking landing pages using Typeform, opt-in pages, Facebook advertising campaigns where you're asking questions of an audience, and it's giving it's spitting back these really sophisticated answers. You can pixelize your Typeform so you can actually retarget traffic. So for an example, something else here is, I can't type, unfortunately. Pixelization, right? You can install you can offer this as a service, right? One of the things that we're doing through our, mindful marketplace business is offering a product we call Pixelize and Profit. So essentially, all we're really doing is installing a WordPress premium pixel plugin for our client site, and then we are helping them run Facebook ads that take advantage of the fact that you can now retarget the traffic by dint of the fact that this is tracking what pages people landed on, what they did on those pages, et cetera, et cetera. The code to install that plugin, it takes 38 seconds. I mean, you're just installing a premium plugin, right? Super duper easy to do. And then the magic comes when you're tracking the folks who are landing on your client's website. And again, this by dint of the pixel. That's this plugin that, and there are many of them that will install this pixel. And then you can do some really cool advertising tricks and gymnastics that really make your audience, or your clients think you're either performing straight magic, or at a minimum, it enhances your agency impact, allows you to serve and scale, which is fundamentally what we're all about doing here. So I don't want to cover all this stuff in, and just go on for 20 minutes as I typically do. But Milanote, right? What I'm using here, this is a great, personal productivity tool that really 10x's my impact, my output. It allows me to do all sorts of really cool things. I can save links from the web, and then I can print these things out as PDFs. I can give these away or sell the PDFs of workflows like this on Gumroad or Podia or in my course communities. I can turn these into images and give those away. But I can also convert something like this, right? You can see all the various ways I can convert this into Markdown, which then I can turn into into another ebook style PDF using a different publishing app that I use, or there's just so many cool ways that you can do this sort of thing. Screencastify is again a personal productivity tool that I'm using right now to record this. This allows me to record this video and in one click publish this to my YouTube channel. I can do, I can edit the video in super easy ways. There's something called Video Ask that's also owned by Typeform. Just came out, super duper cool. It allows you to, to ask your audience questions, lead them through this sort of guided process, this conversion process. It's a great lead generation thing. Check it out, videoask.com, I believe. You can do this for clients. You can do it for yourself. We pay for this, but it's really inexpensive relative to the technology. I mean, it makes me look like a wizard, right? So if I'm doing this with a client and I'm asking them to submit 3 questions and they're seeing me and they can submit their own video or audio in response to my video prompt, it really is phenomenally impressive to folks that you can white label this so they don't know you're using a tool that's not your own. All right, so we're going to cover much more of this stuff and I'll go through many of these individually in this course, how we're using some of these tools for our own brand building purposes. I know I'm talking fast. I know I'm saying a lot, but I'm trying to make these videos shorter. Unfortunately for me, it never seems like I'm able to do that, and I just blabber on for way too long, and I lose some interest because of how long these presentations go. So that's really it. I'm going to cover much more of these individually in the videos and audios and PDFs that follow this. I firmly believe anyone watching this right now can launch a digital media brand in quarantine, at home. It matters not. It doesn't have to be this coronavirus catastrophe to do this well, right? You can be doing this in a year, 2 years, a year ago. All these strategies apply irrespective of what's going on in the outside world. I will just say that right now, I can tell you the one business for sure, other than the obvious ones, that's really benefiting from this are people like me. I mean, like people are home now, and there are lots of successful people who want to take this time and redo their website, build their branding, launch an ebook, write a book, create a course, launch a new coaching program, and on it goes. So don't let this opportunity go to waste. If you truly want to serve and help people in your community, this is a great way of doing it. By the way, for those of you who didn't watch the video yesterday, there is a service. It is called GV Vouchers. I'll show it to you actually. It just came out in the last, I think yesterday it launched. Actually, I got an email from Rob, the guy who built this morning. And I'm going to save it actually to this board. So you should be able to see it. Where am I? I'm here. Maybe it didn't save. Let me see. Did I just completely lose where I am? All right, it doesn't really matter. So I was trying to save that, show you some of the cool things you can do in Milanote at the same time, but maybe I just got too cute by half. So let's just enter that URL here. And this will literally allow you to build a voucher-style coupon site for your clients who are not able to get paid right now. Restaurants, any coaches, people, photographers, people who do one-on-one style work. You can build something like this for your clients in about 60 minutes, and you can give it away. You can sell it. You can incorporate it into other offers that you're putting out into the world. So many cool things that are available, again, by dint of what can you borrow to build, what can you leverage to launch, and how can you use other people's genius to serve your mission of helping and offering ethical services to the folks who need your expertise. Okie doke. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, as always, you can leave a comment either on YouTube or email me hi@mindfulmarketplace.com or anywhere else that you interact with my content or community. Also, by the way, I know that lots of folks are not going to our Facebook page, which is The Mindful Market on Facebook. It would be helpful to me, actually, if those of you who are getting some benefit from these videos, from these emails, stop by, like our page, and help share some of the content that I'm putting out for free in the service of, trying to help people who are struggling through a difficult time. Okie doke. Again, thank you so much for watching and have a good evening.